Hi, it's American English Russell. Don't I look nice today? So, the way that I appear today is following the theme of the content of the video, which is to discuss business English a little bit today. In my very wide range of students around the world, lately I have had an increasing number of businessmen in different countries telling me that they are having trouble understanding some of the common phrases, idioms, expressions that they are hearing when they have their international phone conferences and business meetings. And so I've compiled a list of 10 common business phrases today to discuss and explain. Now, I do not have a multi-million-dollar production studio here, so I am relying on a little bit of aid from my phone to provide the list and some content for me. So if it looks like I'm looking off the camera just a little bit, please understand that that's just the limits of my production studio here. But let's dive in. Number 1, to stay on top of something. This means to stay in control and to not get behind or let your work pile up. For example, I have so much work to do at the moment that it's difficult to stay on top of it all. Second, number 2, to be on the ball. So this phrase has its roots in sports. There's a few of these in here that have roots in sports. But when you are on the ball, you have to be alert and be sure to not make any mistakes. So it means the same thing in business. You know, my assistant Sam, he's great. He's really on the ball and he never makes any mistakes. Number 3, to think outside the box. This means to think of a solution that is different to what is normally done, or to think of an unusual and creative solution to a problem. For example, we don't have a lot of money to spend on our marketing, so we need to think outside of the box to find a way of reaching a lot of customers. Or like for me right now, I don't have money for teleprompters and a bunch of assistants helping me out, so I had to think outside of the box and use my cell phone as my teleprompter, whilst I use my laptop as my camera and audio equipment. Number 4, to get the ball rolling. To get the ball rolling, this is an idiom that means to start something, usually a project or a process. Example, let's get the ball rolling on this project by contacting some suppliers and getting some estimates. Number 5, to brainstorm. This means to spend time thinking up lots of ideas on a topic or a problem. Let's brainstorm new ideas for an advertising campaign and then choose the best ones to develop further. Number 6, to pull strings. What happens when you pull the strings on a puppet? The puppet does whatever you tell it to do. So this phrase means to use your power or influence to make something happen that would usually be difficult or impossible. For example, perhaps at your company, people are not usually allowed to schedule meetings with the board of directors. But if I pull some strings, I might be able to get you a meeting with them. Number 7, multitasking. This simply means doing several things at the same time. I will admit that when I was young, multitasking was one of my greatest weaknesses. In fact, at some of my earlier jobs in my 20s, when people would be coming to my desk and bringing me project after project, form after form, needing signature here, signature there, phone call here, just all these different things, I would say, listen, one at a time. When I finish this, I will get to the next. Slow down. But then as I grew in education and experience, I now think that multitasking is one of my greatest strengths. It is not at all uncommon for me to be writing an email while I'm talking to someone, and all the while I'm waiting for a return phone call from someone I called 10 minutes ago. And while these things are going on, I may be pulling out forms from my desk that are a lesson for a student that I have in an hour from now. This is multitasking. Number 8, to bite off more than you can chew. You know, if you were to bite off a lot of food into your mouth all at once, it's difficult to eat. And likewise, if you accept too much work or a project that is too difficult for you to manage, you may not be able to complete it. So this is called biting off more than you can chew. You know, designing a website by myself is a difficult challenge, and in fact, it might have been me biting off more than I can chew. Number 9, downtime. So downtime is the time in your day or in your life when you are not busy, when you are not working. It's important that we all have downtime. If you're like me, you have to resist the urge to always be working, always be creating, always be planning. Somewhere along the way, I developed a mindset that downtime is wasted time, wasted opportunity. But I encourage you to take your downtime. Take some moments where you're just on your couch, or you're just sitting at your piano playing, or you're just browsing online doing nothing, or just sitting with your kids or with your wife. So this is downtime. Number 10 is going to sound a little bit funny, but I know it's something I use, and that is, let's powwow. So let's powwow means let's have a meeting. I think this comes from a Native American phrase, powwow being like a meeting place for a tribe. So this is a very casual but somewhat common way in the business setting to say we need to get together, we need to have a meeting. Let's powwow. All right, well, it is almost time for me to begin my private lessons for the day, and I also have my Spanish class in about an hour from now, and then I have lots of students I'm going to speak with. So I hope this lesson has been helpful to you, and if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below, and as always, like, share, and subscribe. I'm getting real close to 100 subscribers. That's not impressive, but it's a personal goal of mine. Help me reach it. Thank you so much.